Welcome to Newsline Mediaverse, and you are watching On Point with me. Prime Minister Modi on Friday condemned the Mamta Banerjee government over violence in Sandeshkhali. Prime Minister Modi questioned the stand of I.N.D.I.A Bloc over Sandeshkhali. He cited the interview which I took of Mallikarjun Kharge in Newsline Global Summit, part of the Satta Sammelan, in which Kharge ducked the question on Sandeshkhali. When I pressed further, he said it happens regularly in Bengal. Mallikarjun Kharge made a huge mistake by evading the question, and BJP pounced on the opportunity. He said I.N.D.I.A Bloc is silent. He tore into the I.N.D.I.A Bloc for insensitive silence and not able to respond to the question. For the story, I will be joined by my input editor Brijesh Pandey, Jayan Bhattacharya, senior journalist, and Priyanka Tibrewal, Secretary BJP West Bengal and Advocate Supreme Court of India. But before that, let me first play out the interview that I took of Mallikarjun Kharge. Then I am going to play out the bite of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, where he tore into the Congress party's president.
संदेशखली को लेके पार्टी का रुख क्या है? संदेशखली मीडिया में रहा, खबरें आई, औरतों के साथ एट्रॉसिटी हुई, एनसीडब्ल्यू की टीम गई, तमाम चीज़ें हुई, पॉलिटिक्स हुई, आपके नेता अधीर रंजन चौधरी ने जंगल राज बोला। संदेशखली मसले पर कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी का क्या कहना है?
देखिए, किसानों के बारे में तो हमको कुछ करना ज़रूरी है और उसको लीगल गारंटी देने का वायदा तो हमने किया है। मेरी पहली घोषणा ये रही, अगर गठबंधन सरकार आई तो किसानों को हम एमएसपी लागू यानी लीगलाइज्ड कर देंगे, उसको मदद करेंगे और जो चीज़ें हम कर सकते हैं ज़रूर उनके लिए करेंगे। ये नहीं कि जो चीज़ें हम नहीं कर सकते वो भरोसा दे, वो ठीक कभी नहीं होता। और दूसरी चीज़, अधीर रंजन चौधरी का क्या बोले अब
कि जंगल राज है पश्चिम बंगाल में संदेशखली, जहां महिलाओं के साथ अत्याचार हुआ।
देखो, वहां पर हमेशा ये चलते रहता है कि एक तरफ कांग्रेस पार्टी के लोग हैं, एक तरफ कम्युनिस्ट के हैं, एक तरफ टीएमसी है। तो ये चीज़ें राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर उसके बारे में मैं ज़्यादा कमेंट नहीं करना चाहता हूँ।
पर महिलाओं पे अत्याचार?
नो, महिलाओं का हम कंडम करते हैं ना, महिलाओं का अत्याचार कंडम करते हैं, इसीलिए तो हम लड़ रहे हैं। अरे इस देश में साहब वोटिंग पावर महिलाओं को किसने लाया? अडल्ट आज़ादी के बाद अगर किसी ने महिलाओं को वोटिंग पावर दिया है वो कांग्रेस ने दिया है, adult franchise.
So you can see that he evaded everything. And now I'm going to present the response of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
जो बंगाली में मेरा ट्रांसलेशन कर सकते हैं वो इन माताओं बहनों को जरूर बताएं। कांग्रेस के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष ने कहा, कांग्रेस के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष कहते हैं, अरे छोड़ो, बंगाल में तो ये सब कुछ चलता रहता है। क्या ये बंगाल का अपमान है कि नहीं है? बंगाल की महान परंपरा का अपमान है कि नहीं है? बंगाल की महान संस्कृति का अपमान है कि नहीं है? बंगाल के वीर पुरुषों का अपमान है कि नहीं है?
Brijesh, I think it's pretty clear that BJP has made Sandeshkhali into a larger issue in Bengal and across India. But did you expect Prime Minister to pick up our interview and press it?
Honestly speaking, yes. You'll be surprised why I'm saying this is because if you follow the BJP in the last 10 years, they have never let go of a slip up by the opposition party. And when Mallikarjun Kharge, at that point of time, when you asked him a question that what do you have to say about Sandeshkhali, the second he said, ye to chalta rehta hai, many of us realized, sitting in the newsroom, realized there is a massive slip of tongue on the part of Mallikarjun Kharge. Okay. It was tragic in two senses. A, that it's the Sandeshkhali is a horrifying, act. B, a national president of a political party which is fighting an election campaign, saying this in middle of election campaign is nothing short of catastrophe.
Okay, now let me play out the bite of the Prime Minister again.
मैं कह सकता हूं कि राजा राम मोहन राय की आत्मा आज जहां भी होगी, इन लोगों के इन कारनामों के लेकर के अत्यंत दुखी हुई होगी, क्योंकि इन्होंने संदेश खाली में जो किया, राजा राम मोहन राय, उनकी आत्मा आज रोती होगी। टीएमसी के नेता ने संदेश खाली में बहनों बेटियों के साथ दुस्साहस की सारी हदें पार कर दी। जब संदेश खाली की बहनों ने अपनी आवाज बुलंद की, ममता दीदी से मदद मांगी, उन्हें बदले में क्या मिला? मुख्यमंत्री दीदी ने, बंगाल सरकार ने टीएमसी के नेता को बचाने के लिए जो भी कर सकते थे पूरी शक्ति लगा दी। बीजेपी के दबाव में इन सारे नेताओं ने रात दिन लड़ाई लड़ी, माताओं बहनों के सम्मान के लिए लड़ाई लड़ी, लाठियां खाई, मुसीबतें झेली। बीजेपी के दबाव में आखिरकार कल बंगाल पुलिस ने आपकी ताकत के सामने झुक करके उस आरोपी को गिरफ्तार करना पड़ा। जो बंगाली में मेरा ट्रांसलेशन कर सकते हैं वो इन माताओं बहनों को जरूर बताएं। कांग्रेस के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष ने कहा, कांग्रेस के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष कहते हैं, अरे छोड़ो, बंगाल में तो ये सब कुछ चलता रहता है। क्या ये बंगाल का अपमान है कि नहीं है? बंगाल की महान परंपरा का अपमान है कि नहीं है? बंगाल की महान संस्कृति का अपमान है कि नहीं है? बंगाल के वीर पुरुषों का अपमान है कि नहीं है?
Now let me straight across go to Jayanto Bhattacharya. Jayanto, I mean to say the Prime Minister leaves no stone unturned. Well, it's expected of Prime Minister to do so, as Brijesh was saying. I never expected that the Prime Minister would take this as an opportunity and, you know, really use it in West Bengal.
Karthik, in fact, when I first saw a clip of it, I couldn't believe my ears.
Exactly.
In fact, we had a short
Exactly.
exchange of messages on this, that how is it possible? The answer to the first question, I thought that maybe he was thinking about something and he could not make out the question. But then when he clarified about the West Bengal president, Congress president in West Bengal, that time I thought that maybe he will catch on. But again, he went off in a tangent. Now, this was at a time before the elections and this type of atrocities, if I may say that, coming up. Obviously, it's kind of a weapon that has been given to the BJP right now, who is the main opposition party, incidentally, in West Bengal. So, and you know, the BJP, they are so well versed in these types of this media, in fact, what is known as the social media. So once it is out there, obviously it was there for them to just catch on to that. And that is exactly what they did. But at the same time, Karthikeya, there is what I feel after I listened to this clip, that this also shows the division between the central leadership, the high command, so-called high command of the Congress, and the state leadership. The state leadership, they do not want any kind of an alliance or understanding with the Mamata Banerjee led Trinamool Congress, which is very clear. This has happened earlier also. This is happening once again on the field. The West Bengal unit of the Congress, they know that this is something that they have to protest, they have to take it up politically. Otherwise, people, especially in that particular area, will not ever forgive them. Now, for the central leadership, you are well aware of that, Kartikeya, you would know much better, that the central leadership is still trying to enter into an alliance with the Trinamool Congress. They have more or less succeeded with the others, whether it is Akhilesh Yadav or it is Tejashwi in Bihar. They have more or less, they have entered into an equation, into an understanding.
Okay.
But that talk is still going on with Mamata Banerjee, who knows that right now it's a big fight that is going to come up. And if she loses more seats to the BJP, then she will have difficulty in standing up once again.
Okay.
And 2 years down the line, there is the assembly elections. So she has to be ready for that. And this may be a kind of a semi-final for her future. That's the way I think
Okay.
she is looking at it. So over here, she does not want to give any seat or any space to any other political party, despite the fact that she had started off the I.N.D.I.A experiment. If we can say that she was part earlier, also she tried, and this time also we found her quite active, as we have seen here in Delhi also. Now, at this point of time, that is the equation that Mamata Banerjee is trying to maintain. I don't know if it works out that she may be given a few seats here and there, like the Northeast, like UP. She's talking to Akhilesh for one seat, at least Mirzapur, I believe so. So similarly, she might accede to a couple of seats, but no more. So this, to my mind, I think that this may also be another aspect wherein the central leadership is still thinking that since the talks are going on, then a person, a leader like Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, we all know. I
Okay.
think he should have been prepared for this question, and he should not have taken it the way that he did. And obviously, it was for the BJP.
You see,
to get onto it.
my take is very different. I like to get in Priyanka. Sandeshkhali, the politics aside, is an issue of rape.
Absolutely.
So rape is a rape is a rape. I mean to say there is nothing called party politics on it. The only thing which comes in context of rape and... Can I have Priyanka Tibrewal on screen? Can I have Priyanka Tibrewal on screen? So, when we talk about rape, the only adjoining supplementary should be justice, police process, transparency, time and dignity to the victim. I think that is where Mr. Kharge failed. So when you have a question like that, I think the answer should have been something like this. I expect justice to prevail in West Bengal. I expect doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani. I expect dignity to be upheld. I expect that these women are given protection and people are caught and justice is done. Nothing else. But not to speak on it is a reflection of uncommitted politics.
True.
If you ask me as a journalist, it's a reflection of uncommitted politics which only hinges on numbers. Every political party does that, but when it comes to the question of people, dignity, violence and violence against women, then other things should not matter at all. Priyanka.
See, they stand exposed today, and I'll tell you because it amplifies their famous selectivity on talking about the issue when on the other end it is the TMC. So that is why he has been so hypocritical, because he didn't want to talk about that TMC is on the wrong end. Now see, not just that, the way in which Mamata Banerjee has also dealt with this matter. Okay, she has been impulsively accusing these women who were the rape survivors. She continued saying that these women are lying, they have been paid, and that is the reason they are on cameras. She insisted on showing their faces. She said, why have they covered their faces? So this very well proves that you being a chief minister who is a lady, she's a lady herself, and she questions the intent of these women. She did not wait for the investigation, nor did she ask for investigation. But before that only, she passed her verdict that these women are lying. Why? Just because it is your state. So rape can't take place just because these TMC goons are your netas. They can't rape women. So that is what has exactly happened here also when Mr. Kharge was speaking. See the facade of Nari Shakti and whatever trumpet they never fail to trumpet about their stand on being committed towards Nari Shakti and Nari Samman, but it is all failed today. He said ये तो होता ही रहता है, बंगाल में होता ही रहता है. So if you know बंगाल में ये होता ही रहता है, then how do you join hands with somebody who is not raising her voice against this kind of injustice which is happening in West Bengal, and you are aligned? So what does that
Absolutely,
mean?
absolutely. Brijesh, look at the visual of Mamta. She looks tense. Just look at the body language. She looks tense. She looks tense. She's speaking to the press. She looks tense. I can see the political pressure on her. 55 days it takes West Bengal government to arrest Shah Jahan. And the worst part is that there are accusations that Shah Jahan was under custody. These accusations were made by Suvendu Adhikari. It's time for a short break. We'll come back. But the story I want to decode is the rise of BJP as the principal opposition to Mamta. Congress was in the opposition, left was the opposition. How has BJP become the principal opposition to Mamta? I think that's a bigger story, but after a short break.
Start with the end in mind. You need to know where you want to reach. Every morning that we wake up, we are exercising our choice. The destiny is decided. The results are known that I'm going to win. Life of a goalkeeper is something which has always intrigued me. When you come into a stadium, this is the highest level of pressure. When I set out to do something, I decide in my mind that failure is not an option.
What you feel very strongly about, those are the stories to tell.
I have a mind which is absolutely restless. Mind and body are entangled sensations. That brings me back to golf. It's an amazing game.
This is not a perfect game. You only learn from them.
If you have a formula to a success, then you can replicate it.
I feel this is my first step. I'm starting now.
Winner is first born in the mind. I think, therefore I am. We are all about our mind.
This and more. Streaming on News 9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
So before I go back to my guest, let me play out the bite of the Prime Minister in which he refers to the interview I took of Mallikarjun Kharge, where Kharge ducked the question of Sandeshkhali, and the Prime Minister of the country picked it up and he attacked the I.N.D.I.A Bloc for its silence and ducking the question on Sandeshkhali and saying, "Yahan to hota hi rehta hai."
संदेशखाली पर आंख, कान, मुंह, गांधी जी को जो 3 बंदर थे ना, उन 3 बंदरों की तरह आंख, कान, नाक, मुंह सब ये बंद करके बैठे हैं. पटना, बेंगलुरु, मुंबई, न जाने कहां कहां ये साथ मिलकर बैठकें करते हैं, लेकिन क्या लेफ्ट और कांग्रेस ने यहां की सरकार से, यहां के मुख्यमंत्री से जवाब मांगने की हिम्मत की क्या? इन लोगों से संदेशखाली की इन बहनों की तरफ एक नजर देखा भी नहीं गया. और आपने देखा है कांग्रेस के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष ने क्या कहा, आप सुनकर के चौंक जाएंगे. मेरी माताओं बहनों, जो बंगाली में मेरा ट्रांसलेशन कर सकते हैं वो इन माताओं बहनों को जरूर बताएं. कांग्रेस के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष ने कहा, कांग्रेस के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष कहते हैं, अरे छोड़ो, बंगाल में तो ये सब कुछ चलता रहता है. क्या ये बंगाल का अपमान है कि नहीं है? बंगाल की महान परंपरा का अपमान है कि नहीं है? बंगाल की महान संस्कृति का अपमान है कि नहीं है? बंगाल के वीर पुरुषों का अपमान है कि नहीं है? बंगाल के संस्कार प्रिय नागरिकों का अपमान है कि नहीं है? यही सच्चाई कांग्रेस की और इंडी गठबंधन की है। साथियों, इंडी गठबंधन के लिए भ्रष्टाचारियों, परिवारवादियों और तुष्टीकरण वालों का साथ देना ही एक ही काम बचा है, यही सबसे बड़ा काम है।
So, Jayanto, a big goof up has happened, we all know. We all understand that, Mallikarjun Kharge did not understand the import and he did not understand the rage which is associated with Sandeshkhali. Politics aside, in last 8 to 9 years, how come BJP has displaced left and Congress as a principal opposition party? That today we are talking about BJP versus Mamta. There is no left, there is no Congress, like they're not even the B or C player, like they're becoming like E and F player.
Very pertinent question that you have put here, Kartike. In fact, it's not only about the last few years. This had started maybe a couple of decades back. Because if you see, where are the main influences of the BJP? This is towards the western part of West Bengal and more towards the northern part of West Bengal. Now, there are various tribal areas here. One. Two, there was some kind of problem within the people, local people who were staying over there. Now, parallelly, if you see, the politics of West Bengal has been a little different, if I may say that. Since 1977, the government that the people of West Bengal chose, they have always been against the central government, except for a brief period, that is during the UPA 1. And then again in 2011, when Mamata Banerjee won, that is the TMC won in West Bengal, she retained the railway portfolio for a brief period. Apart from that, the government in West Bengal has always been at loggerheads with the central government. And number two, this kind of period that, what should I say, let's say the honeymoon period, it has lasted for over 3 decades for the left front, and it is getting into 3 terms, that is almost half of that for Mamata Banerjee. This is the political aspect. Now, as I was saying, the social aspect of it, the RSS has been really working among these tribal areas. It was not only within the geographical boundaries of West Bengal, this was happening across the western border, also in the other states. So as the left was kind of withering, as they were moving out, leaving out the gaps, Trinamool Congress, being not so well organized, not so cadre-based, if I can put it that way, and which we are seeing now. The reflection is there right now, where the cadres are walking in a different direction without bothering much about the leadership. Except for the central leadership, if I may put it that way, that is Kolkata. Otherwise, the district leadership or the different parts blocks, they do not have much cohesion or a kind of coordination among them. That is well known. Today also we saw a senior leader quitting 2 of the party posts just some time back. Now, as I was saying, so they started working in those areas. Now, Darjeeling, that has always, for a very long time, people there have been demanding a separate state. And every time you will see that those areas there have always voted against the state government. Similarly, in other pockets of North Bengal. So this is how first the BJP, or rather through the RSS, they gained their entry working with the people staying over there. In fact, many of these leaders who are vegetarians, strictly vegetarian, they started eating fish to be with them. Such was their, what should I say, the inclination or the seriousness of the task they had in hand. So for the past almost 2 decades, it has been happening over there. We could not see it. But unfortunately, it was not reflecting within the BJP.
Janta, I would just like to stop you here. Janta, I would like to stop you here because it's a little short of time. Priyanka, what is the principal reason behind the tremendous growth of Bharatiya Janata Party in West Bengal?
The Bharatiya Janata Party has been working on the ground here. If you remember, just after the elections of 2021, the kind of forceful violence which we had to face, where they were saying that they will uproot Bharatiya Janata Party and that nobody will be here. These were the words of Mamata Banerjee, that the Karyakartas of Bharatiya Janata Party will write on their chest that we have never done BJP. That was the challenge that we had to face. but would just like to remind you that we went on the ground. We collected all the complaints. We filed cases. We went to the High Court. We gave it back to the TMC. I had promised at that point of time, since I am an advocate by profession as well, I told my Karyakartas that I will ensure that each and every one of you go back to your houses. Although when it was the CPM government, this used to happen that, they had to flee from the houses and they could never come back. The same tactics Mamata Banerjee wanted to do here in West Bengal, but she failed because we did not allow this to happen. We ensured that each and every Karyakarta, either it is through the courts or the High Court or the Supreme Court, we ensured that we take them back to their house and we place them back there in the house. And today all our Karyakartas are secured and back to their own house. Now that was the biggest challenge which we had to face, and that is what brought back the confidence of our Karyakartas that we are here to stay and to fight.
Okay.
And not to go or run away. That is the reason that you find BJP on the grounds today of West Bengal, and Congress and CPM are not there because they did not stand with their Karyakartas. So Bharatiya Janata Party is a party of Karyakartas, and a Karyakarta of today's Bharatiya Janata Party can be the Prime Minister of the country. This is what people know.
Okay, I think that's very well put. I've run short of time, but just to remind our viewers, I won't even use the faux pas. I think the incorrect and insensitive way in which Mallikarjun Kharge addressed the question, I'll play it out. And with that, we end the bulletin. And this is what the Prime Minister had taken up in Sandeshkhali. And this was the context. This was the interview, a part of which the Prime Minister quoted.
संदेशखली को लेके पार्टी का रुख क्या है? संदेशखली मीडिया में रहा, खबरें आई, औरतों के साथ एट्रॉसिटी हुई, एनसीडब्ल्यू की टीम गई, तमाम चीज़ें हुई, पॉलिटिक्स हुई, आपके नेता अधीर रंजन चौधरी ने जंगल राज बोला। संदेशखली मसले पर कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी का क्या कहना है?
देखिए, किसानों के बारे में तो हमको कुछ करना ज़रूरी है और उसको लीगल गारंटी देने का वायदा तो हमने किया है। मेरी पहली घोषणा ये रही, अगर गठबंधन सरकार आई तो किसानों को हम एमएसपी लागू यानी लीगलाइज्ड कर देंगे, उसको मदद करेंगे और जो चीज़ें हम कर सकते हैं ज़रूर उनके लिए करेंगे। ये नहीं कि जो चीज़ें हम नहीं कर सकते वो भरोसा दे, वो ठीक कभी नहीं होता। और दूसरी चीज़ अधीर रंजन चौधरी का क्या बोले अब
कि जंगल राज है पश्चिम बंगाल में संदेशखली, जहां महिलाओं के साथ अत्याचार हुआ।
देखो, वहां पर हमेशा ये चलते रहता है कि एक तरफ कांग्रेस पार्टी के लोग हैं, एक तरफ कम्युनिस्ट के हैं, एक तरफ टीएमसी है। तो ये चीज़ें राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर उसके बारे में मैं ज़्यादा कमेंट नहीं करना चाहता हूँ।
पर महिलाओं पे अत्याचार?
नो, महिलाओं का हम कंडम करते हैं ना, महिलाओं का अत्याचार कंडम करते हैं, इसीलिए तो हम लड़ रहे हैं। अरे इस देश में साहब वोटिंग पावर महिलाओं को किसने लाया? आज़ादी के बाद अगर किसी ने महिलाओं को वोटिंग पावर दिया है वो कांग्रेस ने दिया है, अडल्ट फ्रेंचाइज।
A defiant performance by I.N.D.I.A's men. Now standing at 7 feet 4 inches, Satnam Singh is making his way into professional wrestling.
We are getting more good news for India.